Welcome back to another edition of What the Is This? I am your host, Chris of Watch Chris, and today I have one of, if not the ugliest watch that I have ever featured on my channel. This is the Aventi Royal Blue Sapphire Tourbillon. Now, this is a tourbillon. It is a genuine tourbillon. It's made by, I believe, a Chinese manufacturer. They say it is made in conjunction with a Hong Kong resource, PTS Hong Kong Resources or something like that. This is a true tourbillon though, and it does have a true sapphire crystal case. Now, to be honest and in full disclosure, when I first came across these watches on Instagram, I was actually interested. I looked at them and I said to myself, this watch isn't for me, but if it's a tourbillon, it has a very interesting looking case. This was a sapphire case or a titanium case, and I thought it would be an interesting watch at around $200 or $300. However, these do not cost $200 or $300. Now, let's get into some of the specs before we get into the price. As I mentioned, you can get this in titanium. The titanium is loomed. It has sort of a loom line around the case itself. Now, let's talk about that case. The case itself is sort of a rectangular, angular case. It's a very weird case, sort of wider at the top than it is at the bottom. And I have to say, I don't like that look, but what they're going for is a sports car look. They are heavily inspired by supercars, hypercars, and definitely inspired by specifically Lamborghini. And you can see the case of this watch sort of looks like a Lamborghini gone wrong, in my opinion. It's very, very weird shaped, and it's a very odd thing to put on your wrist. I would imagine it looks very uncomfortable. It must be very uncomfortable on your wrist. So like I said, when I first saw it, I thought it was a very strange watch, a crazy watch, one of those watches that you probably would just buy for, just the oddity factor, a conversation piece. However, these are expensive. $10,000 for that royal blue sapphire tourbillon. If you want the one that is not royal blue, that's $10,000. The clear one, I think, is around $5,000. They're charging an extra $5,000 for the color blue in the sapphire. That is insane. And then if you want it in titanium, it's $2,000. In my opinion, those prices are insane for basically what is a Chinese-made watch. Number one, and number two, the dimensions on this case are absurd. It's 55.5 millimeters by 48.5 millimeters, and then it is 13 millimeters thick. However, that 13 millimeters thick is throughout the entire watch, including the actual lugs. There are no lugs on this. It's sort of lugless. The band actually connects on the underside of the case, or sort of where the lugs would be. This is just like wearing a large brick on your wrist that is sort of oddly shaped, made out of titanium or sapphire. And then there's the biggest problem that I have with it. The price actually isn't the biggest problem. One of the biggest problems that I have with this watch is that it is sort of a rectangular case with a circular movement, and it does not do a good job of masking that whatsoever. For some reason or another, I don't like the way it looks on the back of a watch, but if you're putting it on the front of the watch and it is a skeletonized movement, I think it looks even worse. And I know that they're trying to go for that Richard Mille sort of look, that avant-garde, very high-end, very out there watch, but this is not one. In fact, if I ever saw someone wearing one of these on the street, I would probably laugh because it looks ridiculous. And especially now, knowing that they spent $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000 on it makes absolutely no sense. This is a $300, $400, $500 watch. At that price, I definitely think it's a cool watch, something I would never wear, but I think it's a pretty cool idea. And they've done a lot of work to make it look good, but not good enough to warrant that price whatsoever. $10,000 for a blue sapphire watch is a ridiculous price unless it actually looks good. And in this case, it doesn't look good whatsoever. And especially considering that it's getting a movement that is PTS Resources Hong Kong. That's what they're describing it as. And that makes me a little bit weary. But what the is this exactly? So tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I really like doing this series. If you guys have suggestions, please give me suggestions in the comments below. I really want to continue this series. So if you have other watches out there that you know of that you could think of that you think are pretty crazy, especially for the price, what they are, what you're getting for the price. That's kind of what this is all about. Also, out there designs, crazy designs that are over the top expensive for no reason. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel. I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.